Midwestern Movie Reviewer here with another movie review. I recently saw Trap. This is a new M. Night Shyamalan movie. It's a mystery thriller. It's PG-13. It's about an hour and 45 minutes long. And I want to say first off that this is a movie review with spoilers. It's my first one. I usually try to only talk about the trailer, but with this movie, the only way I can really explain how mediocre it was and a little bit infuriating is by providing a little bit of spoilers. A lot of spoilers, so get prepared. But even with my spoilers, at the end of this video, I will have 2 golden nuggets for you, so please stay tuned to the end. If you're not familiar with my movie reviews, please like and subscribe so you can be notified when new movie reviews come out, and please leave me a comment. If you are a fan of M. Night Shyamalan and you're looking forward to this, I want to hear about it. If you've seen this movie, I want to hear your thoughts. Please leave a comment. This movie, Trap. Okay, it stars Josh Hartnett. And Josh Hartnett hasn't been in a lot of things recently, so I was kind of curious to see this when I saw the trailer for it. I thought, wow, Josh Hartnett, throwback. The trailer makes it seem like they go ahead and tell you straight off, he's a murderer. He's at a concert with his daughter, and he's been trapped there and he's trying to get out. That's what you see in the trailer. I'm gonna play a little bit of the trailer for you.
Cooper.
Jamie.
What's with all the police trucks outside? The cameras everywhere, Jamie.
I'm not supposed to tell.
Something happening?
Don't rat me out.
I won't.
You know the butcher?
Something happening?
Don't rat me out.
I won't.
You know the butcher? The freaking nut job that goes around just chopping people up? Well, the feds or whatever heard that he's gonna be here today, so they set up a trap for him. This whole concert, it's a trap.
This movie stars Josh Hartnett. Ariel Donahue plays his daughter. She does a great job. Suleka. She plays the star. In the movie, her name is Lady Raven. This movie also stars Haley Mills as a investigator slash one of those people who, one of those specialists who knows how to describe a serial killer and find them. That's who Haley Mills plays. Allison Pill plays Josh Hartnett's wife in this movie. She does a pretty good job too. So what was wrong with this movie? Okay, first of all, there's no suspense in the very beginning of it. You just have this man who's taking his daughter to a concert. It's kind of boring. You know, if I wish that M. Night Shyamalan had set it up where you saw a murder at the beginning and you saw Josh Hartnett perform it. So then you'd have a heightened sense of fear and wonder what's going to happen. Is he going to kill somebody at the concert? Is he going to, I don't know, you would just have a heightened sense of awareness. And you would already know that he's a father, and you'd wonder, is his daughter going to figure it out or whatever? And this way, it was just kind of boring. So maybe this movie was set up for a young crowd. Since it is PG-13, maybe it's for that 12 to 15 or 16-year-old range. I don't know. And maybe with the concert and everything, it's designed for that age range. Because this is not for true thriller fans or for horror fans, nothing like that. It's super, super tame. Even if it's like the crowd for Megan, you know, the audience for that went, you know, that has a larger range from preteen to older folks that could enjoy that. And it was creepy because it built up the creep factor, but it wasn't gory. So this one maybe is made even for a younger audience. But I think they're going to be bored, to be honest with you. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and tell you. Since it's spoilers, here we go. In the beginning, you have him doing things that are unrealistic. So there's no suspense. Then you see there is a policeman every 3 feet at the most. Every 3 feet, there's a policeman or a SWAT team member. It was unrealistic. Even if Hannibal Lecter was in a convention center, you're not going to have 500 cops or more. Probably, it seemed like thousands, literally thousands of cops to get this man. So unrealistic. Okay. Then with the cops every 5 feet, you have this man, Josh Hartnett's character, the butcher, who's able to put on aprons and name tags and act like he's a employee with no one calling him on it. Not a soul. Everybody, even the cops are like, "Hey, yeah, can I have some coffee?" Whatever, whatever. Nobody questioning him when supposedly he fits the exact bill for this killer. Not a soul. Maybe at the very end, someone tries to talk to him and he gets out away with it. It's just ridiculous. He is able to get his daughter on the stage with this singer to dance with her. He doesn't know this singer. He just happens to talk to her manager or whatever and get his daughter on stage. It was very unrealistic. He is able to finagle a ride in the limousine with the star at the end of the concert. He's able to get her people to let him speak to her alone in her dressing room. This woman, this is like a young starlet, maybe 22, 23 years old, and none of her entourage is concerned and stay in the room with the two of them while they talk. Very unrealistic. Extremely unrealistic. Later on, the singer, Lady Raven, she is notified. She's letting know that this guy is the butcher by him. He tells her he's the butcher. She tries to finagle her way to get him caught. She steals his phone, goes in the bathroom, and is able to, for one, she's able to get on Instagram and tell her fans where, some of the description of where this victim is so that they can find one of Josh Hartnett's kidnapped victims. Do you know how hard it is to get in someone else's phone, even if it's unlocked, find their apps, get in their app, log them out of their app, log yourself in, start a live feed, and then get a hold of some of your followers? Even if you got some millions, it would take you a while to be able to do this while somebody's trying to break into a bathroom and get you. Under the stress, under all of that, what if you're familiar with Android phones and his is an Apple or vice versa? That's going to add even more time. It was very unrealistic for her to be able to grab his phone and just get this going and automatically, "Hey fans, help me. Someone's been kidnapped. Do you live?" It was super unrealistic. Next, at some point, she's trying to leave with her chauffeur. He is able to get her chauffeur out of the car with all kinds of cops around the house. Where'd the chauffeur go? Is he now a magician? Because in several scenes in this movie, they make it seem like not just does he have sleight of hand, but he's Houdini and can make whole bodies disappear in plain sight. He can change clothes with no one noticing. I'm talking full-on outfit, and that this girl wouldn't notice that this guy driving their car is not her chauffeur. It was super unrealistic. Very, very unrealistic. The last thing that was super unrealistic was this. He slips away from the cops. They try to get him, and he slips out of his house through like a secret passageway. Okay, I went with that. But he slips back into the house, which is being watched by cops, to try to kill his wife. He figured out she's the one that turned him in. Okay, if she's the one that turned him in, when he came home with the actual singer, and she's thinking he's the butcher, and now he is with this singer, why did she not dial 911 to bring the cops to the house? Right then. No, she plans this whole elaborate scheme because she figures he's going to come back to the house after he eludes the cops. And I guess she figures he's going to try to kill her. So she drugs some pie, puts some drugs at the bottom of it. And she convinces him not to kill her, but to eat this pie. Well, he eats the pie. He's telling her how angry he is and he wants to kill her. And he realizes, uh-oh, I've been drugged. She didn't use my drugs on me. So as he gets up and he's stumbling around because the drugs, bam, affected him immediately, all of a sudden, maybe 5 seconds later, the cops are there in the house and they are tasing him. And he's bare-chested. He gets tased 2 or 3 times. He's all of a sudden no longer affected by the drugs or being tased. He attacks a cop, tries to gouge his eyes out with his thumbs, and gets tased a couple more times. He's tased at this point 5 to 6 times. And he's drugged and is so going at it like a bear. What happened to the drugs? Why are the drugs not affecting you now? Does tasing wake a person up? It's supposed to have the opposite effect. It's supposed to subdue them. It was very unbelievable. I was like, what's happening in this scene? Crazy. So he gets his shirt back on. For somehow they decide to dress him, put his shirt back on. This man who tried to gouge a cop's eyes out is now allowed to stoop down and pick up a knocked over bicycle. They're accommodating this man all of a sudden. Then his daughter shows up. The cops pull up with her in a car, and he's allowed to give her a hug while he's in restraints. So as I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, he probably stole her earring. He took a bracelet, something he can use to jimmy his handcuffs off, because this man is Houdini at this point. You expect him to do anything because they were making him able to do anything. He goes from being just a mild-mannered father to now a superhuman magician. Very unbelievable. So he gets taken away in the van by the cops, and you already know he's going to get loose, because at this point he has gotten loose over and over and over. At least it was interesting, is what I'll say. At the half point, when he and his daughter leave the arena, the movie's been going for about 45 minutes or an hour. It was boring up to that point, but it's starting to get interesting. And that last 45 minutes or so, while he's running around with the starlet, while he's switching in and out of different outfits and disguises, it's interesting, though very unbelievable. Very unbelievable. And he only seems a little bit frightening when he goes after his wife. Other than that, he's not even scary. Midwestern Movie Reviewer has to say, this is a miss for me. Some of my favorite movies are Unbreakable by M. Night Shyamalan, Signs by M. Night Shyamalan. What else? I guess that was it. But this one's a skip for me. So, but my golden nugget, Lady Raven, which was played by Suleka, that is M. Night Shyamalan's daughter. So he made Watchers with One Daughter earlier this year and has released this one. Suleka's great. She reminded me of a young Maya, if you know that R&B artist. That's who she looks like. She did a great job. The singing was great. Her performance was great. It was just a boring movie. But the way that her and her dad came up with the idea for this movie was from seeing Purple Rain. You know, Prince wrote a bunch of songs for that and used that as inspiration for the movie, to write the movie. And she wrote the songs for this, and then her dad used some of that as inspiration also. So also another tidbit, Suleka in the past has also written songs for the series Servant on Apple that M. Night Shyamalan has, and also his movie Old. She wrote one song for that. So she likened this to, he and her both likened this to Silence of the Lambs, and add a Bollywood element to it, although it's not a musical in that kind of a way, but just a thriller with music, with that concert element to it. So it was an original idea. It was the premise was interesting, but it was just kind of boring to me. So that's the golden nugget. Midwestern Movie Reviewer out.